Hello, my name is Fatima Lawson, and I am the proud educator and principal in one of the St. Paul Public Schools here in Minnesota. I was born and raised in a predominantly Muslim community in Kano, my hometown, which is in northern Nigeria. At a very young age, I was enrolled in an Islamic school, otherwise known as Makarantang Allo, which is a very common practice, if not mandatory, for every family in our community. There, I was introduced to khatt, or Islamic calligraphy. We were told that the instrument through which this God-given art was made possible is the pen, or al-qalami, as we call it in Hausa, which is also my native language. With the pen comes the board, the slate, or allo, as you can see. So allo is the Hausa term for, which means slate, which means board as well. In the Hausa Muslim culture, the art of khatt is not only known as the art of the pen, but also an expression of the sacred. It is inspired and taken from religious contemplation. The shapes, curves, and counterforms of the lettering that you see are not only an expression of devotion, expression of skill or dexterity, as in this case, but also, believe it or not, an expression of our culture and the different influences that this form brings to life. It is not uncommon for the Islamic malam or ulama, teacher or ma'alin, I'm using these terms because people understand these in those terms, to write some Quranic verses on the board, wash them off, and then give the water to the sick to drink for healing purposes. If the problem is a headache, for example, there is a verse for headaches. If it is malaria, which we seem to have a lot over in Nigeria and the North, there is a verse for that too. Bereavement, there is also a verse for that. Whatever the problem or illness, there is always a verse to be written, to be washed, and be drunk by the sick or the afflicted. Khatt is much more than just flowing penmanship and dazzling decoration and abstract beauty. It is best, at its very best actually, is a statement, an affirmation of divine power and moral values. And so many things like the interest and inherent, I would say power that the expression of that alone holds to the believer. It elicits a spiritual, that you could call also a visceral response in the believer. It is captivating. It is electrifying to the point that words alone, I cannot find words that would really express how we feel when we have this in front of us.